all. I just want to very quickly remind everybody that it is not over. All right. This is definitely a time where a lot of us are very angry because of what Trump is doing, because of what America is doing right now. But I was just thinking about this, and this is not really that big of a surprise, right? I mean, the MAGA and Trump people have been effectively repeating Russian propaganda for the last couple of years, essentially, right? For at least a year. And what they're not considering is that even if they can think of Ukraine as a buffer state or a pawn in this game, Europe is by no means a buffer state for the United States. Europe has a larger population than the US. Europe has round about the same GDP. Europe has, especially right now, a far greater military capacity than Russia and Ukraine together at the very least. And Europe has the ability to ramp up its defense spending far, far beyond what Russia can do in a very short amount of time. And Europe has been preparing, right? Just because Europe doesn't put all of their policy decisions on Twitter doesn't mean that they haven't been preparing. So I just want everybody to think for a second, calm down and just remember that it's not over. We're not going to know exactly how Europe's going to react now, but it will play out over the course of the next few weeks. I think the countries to keep an eye on the most are going to be Germany, France, the UK, the new NATO members north of Russia, and probably Italy as well. I think those are going to be the ones to really keep an eye on how their rhetoric evolves and how their decisions evolve. Another thing to remember is, NATO is probably always going to be dominated by the US, but Europe has its own collective defense agreements, and even if the US had attacked Greenland, for example, right, European collective defense agreements would actually go into effect, and effectively European countries might be required to collectively defend Europe. So it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation for Europe. It's a tough situation for the world. Europe can no longer see the US as an ally, plain and simple. It can still see the US as a potentially better alternative than some other countries in some circumstances, but it's not an ally anymore. And with that, it's going to have to rethink. But, it's not over. It's not over. And Europe has been preparing for this eventuality. So that's it. That's my thinking for now. And yeah, just don't let it get you down too much, and enjoy the rest of your day.